Tigasun, Otsinia, Michelle First Nation, Nia Horenashoni, Neha Esqueo. It's good to be with all of you this evening. And I think about the story in my family for generations. In New York, there was an underground train that came underground to Ganawage. And my relatives would help some of the slaves be freed. And then they would go from Ganawage with my forefathers and they would paddle west, and they came west with the freemen. And so our history and our relationship as Black and Indigenous people runs deep on these lands, and our relationship, and the relationship that we have in our path moving forward is how do we sustain a high quality of life for all of our relatives, for those who come here to seek a better life, refuge from suffering, from violence. How can Alberta be a safe place for folks coming from really war-torn, horrific spaces? And right now we're not doing that. We're not doing that in our province. What we've seen is refugees in Tent City. We have seen Black and Indigenous young people kicked out of schools. We have seen Black and Indigenous people with the highest rates of morbidity, the highest rates of diabetes in the province, the highest rates of incarceration in the province, which means we have to look at legislation and policy from an anti-racist lens, which means we have to have Black and Indigenous people as leaders, which means we need to empower and lift our communities and do the work to ensure that generations have good lives here in this beautiful place. And it's our custom to acknowledge the people who lift us. And I want to acknowledge Donna and Tony, who lift so many of Black, Indigenous, marginalized. The work they have done in this province, Black History Month, we look at the celebrations, celebrating culture. It's because of your work, your tireless advocating that you belong here, that your culture belongs here, that your beliefs have value here, and that your people deserve a good life here. I respect your work, and I love you, and I'm thankful for you in my life. And I understand the value of taking care of those who take care of us. That's in our teachings, in our value system, our elders. So making sure we have healthcare and homes that we can provide to the elderly, the sick. Our healthcare is bursting at the seams. We're using duct tape. Our nurses are exhausted. We have to invest in our talent, which means hiring. And if we're gonna hire people, that means we need to economically diversify our province so we can sustain ourselves, which means looking at ways we diversify our economy. Oil and gas is wonderful. Yes, it's created this foundation. We need to clean up the mess. We've had record profits. We have record oil spills. Let's clean it up. Record contamination. Let's clean it up. But let's diversify. Let's go into geothermal drilling, for example. We're already experts in drilling. Small businesses. Let's build more small businesses. We know families thrive with small businesses, which means we cannot penalize them with taxations, and we have to ensure they have access to the supports they need so they can hire staff and pay them adequately. So all of these systems are intertwined, whether it's our healthcare, our education, they all rely on our economics. And we need to get that right. Being the richest province in the country, there is no reason for the way our people are living. We need institutes of excellence, medical institutes where people come and research here because it's so remarkable. Germany did that, Norway did that. They came to study our oil and gas. And what they did is they went home and they figured out Alaska, how to invest in their own people. And right now, Norway has over $1 trillion that they have saved because they diversified and stabilized their economy. We can look after our people, we can look after our loved ones when we look after our economics. It is the economic horse that drags the social cart, and right now it is dragging a broken social cart. In Alberta, 5 people a day are dying due to the opioid crisis. This is First Nations, this is Black. These are our communities that are suffering. We have the most work to do, and that's why I'm running, because I believe that it's possible to transform these homelands so that they are equitable, so that they are diverse, and so that they are a loving space for all families to thrive. So I'm Jodi, and I'm thankful to be here, and I look forward to